finally. So I think this is my most requested video yet ever since I moved out of the dorms, but I am finally giving you guys a proper home tour of my apartment. And honestly, there are still a lot of things that I would like to add to my place, but functionality wise I think I've got everything I need. So I think that it is quite okay to give you guys a home tour for now. So basically what's gonna happen for this video is I'm going to give you a room tour, and then I'm going to answer some questions that you guys asked to me through Instagram. Anyway, yeah, so let's go. I'll be starting from the front door, so let's go outside. Okay, so from the front door you can either tap your password or use your key card to open the door. This is the place where you leave your shoes, and beside you is immediately the kitchen. So this is my little kitchen. Okay, wait a minute. Alright, so basically this is my little kitchen. Yeah, I've got like my sauces and my dishes. How do you even do a house tour? I don't know if the cabinet is organized, but we'll see. Let's go. So this is my little humble kitchen. This is the signature dishwashing gloves, you know. I also have my washing machine here and my stove, sauces, my pans. And if you remember from the previous video, I actually had these pans up on the wall, but the hooks gave out. So I'm planning to buy like a different pair of hooks, and all of these are for drying. Here I keep my rice and my tissue stock. This apartment also came with a microwave and a fridge already. And then, okay, my cat, I don't know if this is organized well, to be honest. Okay, I've got Pringles. Okay, so I have my spices there. I also have bagoong and like random Pringles. I've got flour, tea, coffee, and ramyeon of course. And I've got like some rice noodles and cereal there, Ziploc bags, additional dishes. Up there is a mess because I can't really reach it. And in this cabinet I keep my my trash bags. I keep my trash bags over there because in Korea you actually have to practice segregation, and this is a thing that I had to get used to because we didn't really practice segregation in the Philippines, which obviously is like not a good thing. Okay, next, I think that's it. Oh, do you guys want to see my fridge? Okay, no, okay, fine, let's see my indecisiveness. Okay, so let's check out my fridge. I got a little family photo. This is me. I don't know why I look so mad. This is my grandma, my dad's side, my brother, my cousin, my mom, and my dad. And this is like a random postcard I got from Warm Gray Tail because I really love the color scheme. Okay, I don't think there's much things in my fridge because I just made a grocery list because I didn't have anything in my fridge. But let's see, in my freezer I've got ice, my chili powder, some sausages, and like rice cake. And then what's in my fridge? Okay, in my fridge I've got coffee, emergency stock of coffee, which I put in a Ziploc bag. Then face masks, oyster sauce, mayonnaise, garlic. This is meshir. I have no idea what that is in English. Milk, salted egg. I've got like an apple hidden behind the milk. I've got like one tangerine. Gochujang, sugar, radish, butter, cheese, cream cheese, and then coconut milk. Yeah, that's it. And I've got like a bunch of vegetables there. Anyway, that's that for my fridge. There really isn't much. I've got to buy like onions and eggs. So I don't have eggs. Oh my god. Yeah, so anyway, now, which I completely forgot and skipped. So this is my... That was a lot farther than I expected. Okay, this is my shoe closet. Here I keep random stuff that I don't want to see in my room. So I've got like my shoes here. And then this is a picnic blanket for when I went to Hong Kong. This is my steamer, my steam iron steamer. And in this drawer, I keep like bags, like aside from like the segregation bags. Then below the drawer I have like my umbrellas. That's also like a picnic mat. And then those are like my small bags. I don't know why I put it in the middle and like yeah, that's just it. It's pretty much still empty, so nothing much to see here. This is my bathroom door. I don't know why I came here with that stuck onto it, and it's honestly not very pretty, but it works anyway. Okay, so let's turn on the light and open the bathroom. You'll see. Voila. Hi. Nothing much to see in it. I have like 3 additional hooks at the other side of this door. I've got my clothes drying rack, tissue, and I have like a water dipper. And like, okay, as we call it in the Philippines, it's like tabo, right? And I don't know if is it only a Filipino thing, because like someone asked what it was for, and I was like, for washing. Is that, I mean, anyway, so right, my sink, my little diffuser. I don't know why there's so many toothbrushes. I think that's like one is Juwon's and one is Mina's. I don't really know where they came from, but that one is mine. There's also a mirror by the shower, which I'm not really sure why, but it's okay, I guess. I use it as like to check my outfit as well, so I have to go inside the bathroom. It is a bit of a pain that I don't have a mirror here, so like whenever I wash my face, I look to the side. Inside here, I just have like my towels, tissue, and some of my skincare supplies. Yeah, that's it for my bathroom. Pretty good. Okay. Okay, so once you go out of the bathroom, this is what my apartment looks like. That is my laundry of dirty clothes. Please do not mind that. So let's start with this. So this is my closet. I actually really like the layout of my closet. So I have like a hanging rack there and there too, and these are for my folded clothes and smaller stuff. And then I have a little hook here to hang my masks. And then it's like my desk. It's actually really spacious, which I really like. So there are like random stuff here, which I have yet to organize, but those are like flowers I collected throughout like my first semester, and it kind of like became a little bouquet, which is really cute. Oh, this is a mirror. Hi. My laptop, my planner, and this is a bit of a mess. It's very like inconsistent. Like this is so full, but then that's almost empty. So here I have oil cleansers and like some post-it notes, my fan, my pencil case, and some wires. And then these are like my makeup or random stuff that's like personal cosmetic corner. This is like a cleaning spray. That's like my scrunchie, a hairdryer, a calculator, and books, which tumbled over. That's why it looks so ugly. And then like playing cards. So like this is the most random area ever. And here I have like bigger books and then like a lint roller. And that's it. I just realized how random my shelf is. I'll update you guys if I ever like organize this better. There I keep like important documents, so that's like boring papers I'm gonna show you. I have like a trash can, my yoga mat, my electric fan, and like my clothes bin. And then if you turn around, I have this shelf which has my rice cooker, my coffee pot, and my diffuser, and then my bed. And like someone asked me, why do I have a shelf with my rice cooker and my coffee pot right beside my bed? Oh no, it's been on for 4 to 6 hours. Right, because there are sockets here, and I don't know why, but there aren't any sockets like near the kitchen. And honestly, even if there were, there isn't any space for this stand by the kitchen, so I had no choice but to put it here, which honestly it works because I'm not a movie. I'm not a person who moves a lot when sleeping. Anyway, just a one look over. That's my kitchen, my closet, my desk, and then my bed. Yeah, that's it. Isn't that it? I mean, I feel like I showcased you everything already. Yeah. Anyway, I really like my apartment, so I know you're curious about it, but I need some coffee. So let's make some coffee and then get back to the Q&A session. I feel like I'm giving a speech of some sort, like Q&A session. Oh wow, I made a lot. This is soup. Let's let it cool down a bit and proceed to the Q&A. So I selected the questions related to house hunting this time because I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me anything you wanted, but I received a lot more than I thought. So I decided to divide it and then just answer the ones for house hunting today, and maybe some of the more personal ones or some of the ones unrelated to house hunting I might do as a 30k subscriber special. Oh my gosh, it's been quite a long time since I did a Q&A. I love Q&As. That's why I love doing IG lives as well, and I love like hosting Q&As on Instagram stories. Okay, so I'll leave the ones you're most curious about at the end, like how much everything is. So number 1, was it hard to get an apartment in Seoul? Not in my case. So this is a very relative answer because obviously the demand varies highly on like which area you're in. So because I am in the vicinity of KU, it's considered like a university area. So the price is also like a bit higher, especially the closer you are to school. And also like generally demand is pretty high because students are always like looking for one-room apartments. However, I started looking for apartments during the time when students start moving out of their apartment to go back to like their hometown. So this was around like 2 weeks before finals week. Also, I feel like COVID was a huge factor as to why a lot of rooms were vacant. That meant that landowners really like wanted to try and get renters in. So I think in my case, I didn't really have a hard time looking for apartments. So basically what I did is I used an app called Jikbang, and I feel like if you have searched about real estate in Korea, you would be familiar with this app. So it's basically an app which showcases like a bunch of apartments, and then you can like change the settings based on like which neighborhood you want to be in, how close to the subway station do you want to be. Basically through Jikbang, I contacted the real estate agent, and then we like viewed this unit, and then yeah. And like for the contracts and stuff, if you have like questions about how the contract process went or those official type of things, I'm sorry, but I really can't be of much help because I don't know much about it either, because my cousin helped me a lot with that one. Because obviously they're like legal terms and I don't have the confidence to like deal with that myself. Okay, number 2, is living in Seoul expensive? Yes. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this, but like keep in mind that this is very relative as well, because obviously I grew up in the Philippines, so I can only compare the Philippines and Korea because these are the only 2 countries I grew up in. It may be a lot different if you're from someone with a very high standard of living, and because like most of my viewers are Filipinos anyway, I feel like yeah, this would give you a good idea of like how expensive it is to live in Korea, though this is based on my experience only, okay? And honestly, even within Seoul, like the prices of everything varies greatly. So if you're more central, then it becomes a lot more expensive. If you go to the touristy area, then they kind of like, you know, use the popularity to like increase prices because capitalism. So I remember back in senior high school, my budget for a meal would be around 150 to 200 pesos. And marami na yun. But like here, it would be around at least partonon to manon. So that is 350 to 440 pesos on average for each meal. And as I said, food prices vary so much depending where you are. So if, for example, you're in the more central, you would probably be spending at least manon on average, so like 440 pesos on average on like a meal, and like that's really expensive when you compare to the Philippines, you know. So yeah, plus cafes. As I'm sure you all know, the cafe culture in Korea is insane, and it kind of like influences you to spend an unnecessary amount of coffee on like cafes. And also the desserts sold, or like the pastries or desserts sold at cafes, they're actually really expensive. Yeah, but honestly, like I don't go to cafes alone. The only reason I ever go to cafes is because I am with like another person. Yeah, so like coffee shops are expensive in Korea, especially if they're like a really pretty coffee shop. So I'm really happy that I have my coffee pot now and my own like legit coffee now, because then I don't have to go to cafes as often anymore. If I ever go to a cafe, of course I'll show you guys, because I know a lot of you are curious about like the cafes in Korea, but for the sake of my wallet I will be trying to avoid cafes a bit more from now on. Number 3, how do you budget everything while living independently? So I actually have a personal finance tracking sheet. This is where I input everything that I purchased, and then like how much it was, and then like what kind of purchase it was, and like yeah, so how much I spent for the month and everything like that. And the format for that one, I actually got it from a Filipino YouTuber. Their name's Nicole Alba. They do content related to finance. Nicole Alba outlines everything, so I suggest like you check their channel out if you want to see. But like yeah, that's how I budget my finances. And obviously I've been here for like almost half a year, so I've gotten a good idea of how, if I see the price of something, I can already tell if it's too expensive or it's like just right. I guess it's just like experience. That's how I budget things for now. Why did you leave the dorms / what made you decide to get your own apartment? Okay, so this is the topic of discussion. As you guys know, I stayed in the dorms for 1 semester at KU. So KU dorms consist of like a bunch of buildings. It's all like its own complex, you know? And it's mainly divided into the international dorms and the Korean dorms. So I don't know much about the international dorms, but almost all of my friends, except one, all of my international friends from the international dorms also moved out into their own apartment. And I feel like for the international dorms case, it's more of like the location of the dorms, because their dorms are really high up, and like it's really steep. It's like a steep uphill. Okay, so this is actually a very heated discussion on like Korea University forums and community posts like by Korean students. So I was in the Korean dorms. To be familiar with the issue, international dorms, they get like a lot more facilities than Koreans do. So this is why it's kind of like an issue by Koreans, and like all of my sonbes, they like tell me to like, if you stay at the Korean dorms, like it's best that you move out. At the international dorms, I think like you have a shared kitchen, you have a fridge, you have a microwave, you've got like an ice dispenser, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really familiar, but basically you get the gist. Like you have like a bunch of appliances. In the Korean dorms, we didn't really have anything. We just had a washing machine and a dryer, so we didn't have a fridge, we couldn't store food, we didn't have a microwave. Like if we wanted to heat something up, we'd have to go down to CU and use the microwave at CU, like the convenience store. And then we didn't have ice, we did not have a kitchen. And that meant we had to go out every time we wanted to eat something or get delivery. And delivery for one person is way too expensive. And honestly, delivery in itself is pretty expensive. So like we always had to go out for food. It took up so much of my time because like even from the dorms to like civilization, it was a good like 10-minute walk maybe. So that was annoying. and basically the dorms location is, it's not as bad as the international dorms, but it's also pretty high up. So it's either you take like an uphill towards the dorms, or you take the stairs, and the stairs have 111 steps. So like honestly, for me, every time that I would go out, I would stay out as long as possible before I have to go back up, because then if I go out, for example, for brunch and go back up, I'd have to go back down for like dinner and then go back up. And I just honestly, like living in dorms is just very tiring and very time consuming. So basically like my main reasons for wanting to move out was the lack of facilities relative to like the money we paid, and then having to buy food all of the time, because as I told you, like food outside is like 8,000원 to 10,000원. So like that in itself is very not economical, you know. It wasn't horrible for sure, but it was a really big inconvenience, and it urged me to spend a lot, which I did not want to do. Long story short, I'm glad I moved out of the dorms. This is just my opinion though. I know a lot of people who really enjoy staying at the dorms, so this is honestly like just me and like my personal opinion. It doesn't really reflect the opinions of like all KU students out there, but yeah, I would rather just like stay at my own place. So for my dorms, I paid 1,508,000 won. So if you divide that by 4, because there are 4 months in a semester, I paid 377,000 won per month, which leads me to my next point. It's this, and I think this is something you guys are really curious about. How much is my apartment. So there are three separate kind of like costs. So in real estate in Korea, it's a bit different. So first you have your security deposit, which is like a hefty amount of money that you put down when you rent, and then you get that money back once you move out. And then there's also the rent, which you pay monthly for the room, of course. There's also the 관리비, which is like the maintenance cost. And then of course, like your usage of electricity and water, depending on how much you use it, that's like an additional expense. So my security deposit was 500만 원. Yeah, so my security deposit was 500만 원, and that amounts to about 218,000 pesos. So that's the amount that I put down, and then I'm gonna get back once I move out. And then we have my rent. So my rent is 50만 원. So that's 21,800 per month for this room. And then I've got 5만 원 for my maintenance cost, which is 2,100. I just realized that they're all like just like 10. So mine is just like 500만 원, 50만 원, 5만 원. Oh, that's really satisfying. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. Yeah, so that's how much this apartment costs. And I'm just gonna like throw this in because some of you guys are curious. I think if you think that I'm financially independent, I am not. I still receive like money from my parents and my family, and they're working so hard because of my decision to like come here to Korea, so I'm very grateful for them. Yeah, I do want to be financially independent, but as of now, it's not that possible yet. Hopefully not so long from now I can be like pretty financially independent and like kind of support myself independently as well. Is it hard to live alone in Korea? Personally, I don't think so. Of course, like this would vary from person to person. I have a lot of support coming from like my family, my friends, my relatives. So honestly, like yeah, I guess I am living alone, but like not completely alone as like the international students I know who are here, who actually like solo moved to a whole different country with a whole different culture. Like that, I admire all of my international friends. I guess the biggest struggle you would have in living alone in Korea would be the language barrier, as like assuming you can't speak Korean even to like the conversation level, because obviously you would have to go to like the bank and do official business, and you can't expect everybody to just speak in English. It's like even I struggle sometimes. Like remember like with my contract for this apartment, I had to like request the help of my cousin because I'm not familiar with like legal terms in Korean. So yeah, I guess that kind of thing. But honestly, like once you're here, you would be able to survive. I think you just go with the flow, you know? So like that's how I've been doing, and it's already been half a year since I came, which is insane. So I think that's it for my house hunting related questions. I hope I answered everything okay, because like that was pretty messy. I hope you guys were satisfied with that little apartment tour and my little Q&A. And if you have additional questions about house hunting that I didn't cover, feel free to comment them down below and I'll try to answer them. Also, I made a Spotify playlist of the songs that I kind of regularly use in my vlogs and the songs that I actually really like. I'm going to put the link to that down in the description if you guys want to hear that as well. And also, thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout this whole entire journey from like moving out to the dorms. And like, I think I said this already, but like whatever, it's still like pretty overwhelming how quickly time has passed, and I'm very happy with how like where I am right now. So thank you guys for accompanying me through this journey, and with that I will be ending this little video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.